A tall red-horned warrior with a plume of red feathers drove forward, clearly the leader. He shouted commands and thrust his spear with disciplined fury. The Poneglyph roared and lunged. With brutal sweep, it crashed into the red-horn line and seized the leader in one clawed hand. The warrior struggled, snarling, and drove his spear into the creature's mouth. The Poneglyph bit down and snapped the spear in two. Then, with a terrifying speed, it turned and bounded into the lake, dragging its captive with it. When the water deepened, the spears could no longer reach. The monster raised the warrior up, holding him like a trophy. It stared at him as if savoring the moment, then looked back toward the shoreline, taunting the helpless redhorns with slow, cruel turn of his head. It opened its jaws and took the redhorn into its wide-open mouth. A blast of red fire from above struck the Poneglyph directly on top of its head. The creature shrieked and recoiled, smoke boiling off its scales. It looked up. Zala hovered above the monster, her eyes filled with fury. Enraged, the Poneglyph spit the lizard bath out of its mouth and leapt astonishingly high, snapping at her with violent clacking teeth. Zella jerked aside, the spray of the creature's lunge ripping past her. She quickly flew up in an arc and turned back, surprised that her fire did the creature no harm. She waited a moment to consider if she should attack again, now that the Poneglyph was intently watching her. On the shore, when a bluefin lizard woman saw that the Poneglyph had dropped his prey, she plunged into the water. She swam with astonishing grace, cutting through the lake like a bright bluefin. She reached the unconscious red-horn leader and gathered him into her arms, lifting his head above the surface. She turned and swam back toward the shore, muscles and fins working in swift harmony. Daryl stared.
A bluefin rescuing a redhorn?
Zella drew breath to fire again, but the Enchantress drifted down between Zella and the Poneglyph. She floated within easy striking distance of the beast. For an instant, everyone, Daryl, Zalla, the warriors on the shore, seemed frozen in disbelief. Daryl raised his red fiery sword and shifted his weight forward, readying Pern for a diving strike. Then the Enchantress spoke. Enchantress spoke. Her voice was not a voice at all, but song, sweet and strange, sung in an unknown tongue. It poured into the air like warm light. The Poneglyph's rage faltered, its fierce expression softened, as though something inside of it had been touched and quieted. The warrior on the shore lowered their spears, listening if entranced. The Enchantress drifted closer. The Poneglyph, massive, deadly, lowered its head as though bowing. The song ended. Silence fell deep and sudden. Then the Poneglyph slid back into the lake and disappeared beneath the clear water.